Get ready for an exciting new adventure as the V-List celebrates the 25th anniversary of everyone's favorite Latina heroine. Nickelodeon presents the live-action film Dora and the Search for Sol Dorado.
Where do we go to next?
Created by visionary executive producer Adam Bonnett, known for iconic hits like He-Man and Hannah Montana.
Oversized sweatshirt and buying daddy who just said 3-time Academy Award-winning director, producer of Jaws, Jurassic Park, E.T., Men in Black 1 and 2, wants me to star in his next big blockbuster opposite of Mission Impossible, Honky Honk Tom Cruise, say what?
And directed by the talented Alberto Belli, who previously wowed audiences with Disney's The Naughty Nine.
Welcome to the V-List. We are Detroit's premier television station, radio. We do every platform, format you ever want to think of. Welcome to Detroit, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Listen, let's just get right into it. Joining me is Adam Bonnett. You are executive producer of, and I'll just save it, what we're talking about right now, and Alberto Belli, who is director. This is Dora and the Search for El Dorado. First of all, we are huge Dora fans here in the D. Can you first tell me, I'll start with you, Adam, how do you conceptualize something as huge as Dora and put her on the ground for us tangibly to see in a movie?
Well, it all starts just with a great idea that our writer J.T. Billings came up with. I mean, if we're going to go on an adventure with Dora, we need to feel like it's an adventure worth going on. And he came up with this idea that really challenged Dora at this point in her life, in live action as a teenager, where she really starts to question whether where she's going, how she goes, how she gets there. He gave her a real challenge by losing her map, which everybody knows that Dora. Everybody knows that Dora, relies on the map. In the animated series, it talks to her, but in our movie, it's something that holds a special place in her heart. We get into the origin story of where the map came from. We get into the origin story of how she met Boots for the very first time. And so JT just came up with all these fantastic ideas of where to take Dora and a new group of friends. And it was a story worth telling. And we were lucky that Alberto read the script, loved it, and went to go on this adventure.
Wow. So getting to you, Alberto, first of all, the cast for this is amazing. I am in love with Samantha. How do you get, oh my gosh, how do you get somebody of her little stature? How do you get that and have it come off so real and authentic?
She's brilliant. So we were that when we were casting the movie, we were searching everywhere, literally everywhere, like Latin America, here, the UK, and we just find Samantha. And then when she was doing round after round of callbacks and casting, she just burned up every time. And then she's just her. She's very positive. She's always doesn't, get no for an answer. She will try everything. She's also physical. You'll see in the movie, we put her through everything, just like Dora, she has bugs and she has to go water and then she has to do fire and all that stuff. And she always had a smile. So she's almost felt like a cartoon, but obviously she has an authenticity and then how she portrays feelings, that it was very important because, of course, when you adapt, a cartoon into a movie, you want to feel believable and people can relate to it because if it's just always happy and smiley, then people are going to turn off because people are not like that in real life. So I think Samantha just brought that perfect balance of being vulnerable where she needed to be for the story, but also be adventures that we all know about Dora.
Who wrote this? Who's the writer?
The writer is J.T. Billings, who had worked with Nickelodeon before on rebooting another one of their iconic properties, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Okay.
And he just did a fantastic job with this script and gave Alberto a great roadmap of where to take the movie.
My gosh. One thing I read interesting about you, Alberto, I did not know that you were a science engineer. Help me, now listen, help me understand. How do we get here from there to here?
Uh, I mean, to be honest, I always want to be a director growing up. But my parents thought I was crazy, and I don't blame them. And it's just like, I'm from Mexico. How are you gonna make to LA? No contacts or whatever. So I get it. So I ended up studying computer science engineer. But what kind of like helped me, to translate into filmmaking was when you are in computer science, like many people have to work to be able to create a program on their own, and then when you put it together, it needs to work. And it's kind of like the same thing in a movie, right?
Oh,
Like you
wow,
have
look at that. Yeah.
yeah, you have the actors and you have the cinematographer or all the wonderful people that come together, the cast, and you have to make the same movie. If you don't making the same movie, then it's gonna be so disjointed. So I love having that background because now I'm very detail oriented because I know any little like comma, and if you know about programming, a little comma or anything like makes a huge difference. So it's the same thing here, and it's even in our movie, like the theme of that we bring up called IU, which comes from
Sure.
the Inca, we're about together we're better. And you have to, you need brilliant individuals to be able to create a greater good. And I think that's literally what filmmaking, computer science, and it should be also our mantra for everyday life, right? Like we have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
together and instead of being separated.
I had to ask you that, so I had to squeeze that in there. Adam, first of all, I love Barbie, as everybody did. How different is this? I mean, you've done He-Man. How different is Dora to what you've done in your past?
Um, I think Dora. I think of all the characters that I've brought to life on screen, I think that Dora is the first preschool
Mm,
property because everything that I've worked on is really has been for older kids.
mm,
And obviously, Barbie as a character is for
mm.
everybody. But I think Dora was the first property that started out as a preschool character that we were lucky to reinterpret as a teenager. Um,
Yeah,
to,
because
to
she's
then
16, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we don't
She's
get into her exact age because it's the summer. Like you don't see her. What's also was also really exciting for me is I've told a lot of stories about characters in high school carrying books, closing their locker, having to go to class. And so the fact that this is so much about the summer and Dora's first summer job, she gets a job at
oh,
Jungle gets a job at Jungle World, which is a jungle themed amusement park in the Amazon. That was really exciting. But it's her character is just so different from anything that I've
yeah.
worked on before. Her adventurous spirit, her curiosity, her determination. I don't know. There's something really, really unique and iconic about Dora's personality that makes this so different from all the other stuff that I've worked on.
Well, she definitely is a beloved character, and I think she transcends culture. And everyone, adults, children, we all love Dora because I think we can escape through her. There's an escape mechanism that you have, and you guys have brought this to life. We are very excited. It is Dora and the Search for El Dorado. It is premiering Wednesday, July 2nd on both Nickelodeon and Paramount. I cannot thank you both for being here with us. And hey, when you come to the D, do not act like you don't know me. I expect at least a greeting or a hello from both of you.
Love it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You guys are true professionals. We love you here in the D and cannot wait. I'll have popcorn in hand. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye bye.